Alright, this video we're going to talk about conclusions. So the conclusion section is also a 10-point section, so it's one of the more important ones. The purpose of the conclusion is to restate the hypothesis, state whether the hypothesis is supported or refuted, and then use data to support or refute this hypothesis. So this is almost kind of like a little summary of some of the other sections, because we will touch on things we have talked about before in the hypothesis and maybe even the background a little bit. And we'll definitely touch on the data tables and also data description and probably the graph. In short, this is the too long didn't read section of your CLA that you just kind of want to try and wrap up most of the stuff that we're going to be talking about. So on the actual section here where it talks about the conclusion, we should be first off for stating your hypothesis. You can even copy and paste it if you wish. That's fine. And then state whether your hypothesis was supported. Remember, your grade does not depend on if your hypothesis was being correct or not. So be truthful. Look back and see if your hypothesis was indeed supported or not. And then you should try to support that claim, whether it's supported or not, by using your data. And reusing some points from your data description would be good. And this should be at least 4 sentences long. So once again, it shouldn't take us too long to kind of knock out a conclusion. So our conclusion will come after our graph section, and you can really just copy paste your graph right into this section here. But the conclusion section will take place after that, and it is our second last section. So this document here, I don't exactly have a hypothesis, but let's just say our hypothesis was this: if the mass of the cart is increased, then the acceleration, actually let's go back here and change this, and the tension force is kept constant, then the acceleration will increase. Okay, once again, we're basing this off of the data that I have here that we've made up, so you may get a very, very different result from what we have up here. But looking at what we have from our previous stuff here, that's not what I wanted. Looking at this previous stuff, we can go back and touch on our data description. And looking at, actually, let's change this to will decrease, because it seems like that is what we predicted using our predicted acceleration. But the experimental does not exactly agree with that. So in this case here, I would say the hypothesis was not supported by the data collected in the lab, period. Alright, now let's kind of look back and see what we said about the acceleration here. So, as the mass of the cart increased, .1 kilograms, the acceleration dropped in each trial, period. Alright, we might say in addition, this change was not close to the predicted accelerations where only one trial showed, only one trial was close to the predicted values, period. And we can even say only trial, yeah, we'll say trial 4. That sounds pretty good. Okay. And we can actually back it up a little bit here and say the predicted acceleration were dropped I messed up. It's increased. Sorry. The experimental acceleration is increased. And let's actually be more specific here. And delete that extra I. So the predicted acceleration is dropped in each trial. So our final conclusion here doesn't have to be super long, but it does kind of sum up what happened here. If the mass of the card is increased and the tension force is kept constant, then the acceleration will decrease. The hypothesis was not supported by the data collected in this lab. This is what I get for stream of typing. As the mass of the cart increased by 0.1 kilogram, the experimental acceleration increased in each trial. The predicted accelerations dropped in each trial. This change was not close to the predicted accelerations, where only trial 4 was close to the actual predicted values. This is 4 to 5 sentences and would be acceptable as far as a conclusion goes. Once again, we don't have to make this super long, and that would work. So, do the best you can with your data. Once again, if you need any help, please ask me. Good luck.